Hello everyone, I'm Jackie from the Auburn Area Branch Library. Today I'm going to show you our June Grab and Go Craft Kit, which will be available at all library branches starting on June 14th. Since July is right around the corner, we thought it would be a good time to do our patriotic craft. This is made out of wood shims, and this idea comes to us from Renee at the Pinconning branch. So thank you to Renee and the whole crew over there for packing up these craft kits. Now let me show you what's in the craft kit and how to put it all together. The supplies provided in this craft kit are 7 large wood shims, 4 small wood shims, 12 wooden stars, 1 bottle each of red, white, and blue paint. Supplies that are not provided but needed to complete this craft are a ruler and pencil, a paintbrush, you can use either a foam paintbrush or a regular one, masking tape, I'm using painting tape here, and a glue gun with glue sticks. Okay, now it's time to start assembling our flag. The instructions tell you to glue the flag together first and then paint it. However, my painting skills are not that good, and I'm afraid that if I glue it together first, I am going to have red paint on the white stripes and white paint on the red stripes. So I'm going to paint my shims first, and then I'm going to glue them together. But by all means, if you are assured of your paint skills and feel comfortable gluing it all together first and then painting it, go right ahead and do that. I am going to paint mine first. The next thing you need to decide is how you want to lay your flag out. The shims have different sides to them. You might want to look. Some are a little bit rougher, or some are cleaner. Determine how you want to lay this out. Some are a little bit shorter. If you want to make them all the same length, you might want to take a utility knife and cut off the ends of the longer ones. I kind of like the look of the shorter ones in there. It kind of gives it more of a rustic look, so I'm going to leave it alone. And you also have to determine how you want to lay your shims out, as far as on a shim there's a thick end and there's a thin end. So you'll have to determine if you want to put the thick ends all together on one side, or if you want to make it so that they're opposites like this. You got a thick end, a thin end, a thick end, a thin end. I kind of like it with all of the thick ends together, so I think that's how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to lay it out like that. Oops. There we go. And I kind of like the short ones right in there. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to label what color I'm going to paint each of these shims. So this one's going to have an R for red, a W for white, R for red, W for white, red, white, red, and then on the top 3 I'm going to have blue over in this corner. Now I'm going to get out my ruler and we're going to measure 5 inches across. Get my pencil out again, and I'm going to make a little tick mark on the top 3 shims, and that's where our line is going to be for the blue field, where we're going to put our stars. Make sure you got those lined up really nice on the left. And then I'm going to make, whoops, a line as straight as I can down. Okay, now this is going to be the blue field where we're going to put our stars. And when I get to that part, I'm probably going to put a little bit of tape there to mask off the paint from getting onto the other part of the shim here. So now that I got them all labeled, it's time to start painting.
Okay.
Okay, now that we have all of our shims and stars painted, it's time to put our flag together. So here's how I'm going to have it lay out, and I am going to flip it over so I can glue the back together. Now I want to straighten up the right side, which will be the left side, of course, when I flip it back over, because this is where the field where I'm going to put my stars is going to be, and I want to make that as straight as possible so the blue line lines up. Okay. And again, this end, I'm not so concerned about it not being even, but if you would like it to be even, go ahead and trim those long ends off to match up. Okay, I think that is pretty straight on this side. So now I'm going to take my short shims and glue them along the back side here. Now let's see how she looks. Okay, looks pretty good. Now it's time for me to add on all of my little white stars. I'm going to lay them out exactly where I want them and then glue them down. Well, I'm no Betsy Ross, but I think this turned out pretty darn cute. Hopefully you get the chance to come down to one of our branches and pick up one of these craft kits so you can make your own rustic American flag. From all of us at the Bay County Library System, happy 4th of July.